Good afternoon, friends, followers, channel members. Happy Friday. I hope you're all doing well. Oh, it's awesome to be back. A week away is good, but do miss flying. And yeah, we're kind of throwing ourselves in a little bit at the deep end today after well, from about 2 weeks away, as we head to one of everybody's favourite airports, Funchal, of course. New scenery released whilst I was away for Madeira, and also new scenery released as well for Lisbon, which is where we're departing from today. So yeah, a couple of things to enjoy today. Quick look around this new Lisbon scenery. It looks very nice. Looks very nice indeed. Let's just have a quick look at where we are. There we are. Look, that's quite nice, isn't it? A bit of a detailed interior this time. Nothing too grand, which is just what you want. It's the fine balance between performance and something good to look at when you're pulling up as well. Obviously, we are on VATSIM as well, hence all the other traffic that you can see here. And yeah, I think this is MK Studio. This is version 2, isn't it? Of what do you call it? Lisbon. Yes, Lisbon that they've done. It's going to be one of those days. It's the end of the week. I've had a very, very long week. The first half of the week has been relaxing. The second half has been an absolute nightmare. So we're going to be taking our A321. They actually use the Neos for these journeys. Neos, much better engine performance, which is when you're flying into somewhere like Madeira. That's probably what you want. But yes, we're taking our old IAE Fenix A321 into Funchal today. So yeah, so welcome everyone who's coming and joining us. Good to see you guys as always. El Chocolate, Vince, DC, Alf Mags. Hey mate, been a while indeed. Alf, hope you're doing well. Jordan's in the house. Hey Zhao also says welcome to Portugal. Virtual Pilot, I am indeed alive. Just James, good afternoon to you. Hey Aviate, good to see you as well. Remlin and Elliot is glad it's Friday. Good to see you, Elliot. Jersey Pilot, good afternoon, and Balth64 as well over on Twitch. How you guys doing? Hope you're doing well. I have just realised I've not launched Atmos, so let me just quickly launch this, and then the sim will look rather beautiful, I'm sure. Whilst we're doing that, I'll give you a chance to have a quick look through our operational flight plan today. I've just looked at the weight and the underload. I don't see the flight plan before you guys. I'm literally looking at that for the same time. So that's going to be interesting. I probably need to check that I can land. That's quite heavy. That's quite a heavy plane. So I'll just have to check that is indeed a possibility. So what's our landing weight going to be? Landing weight is going to be our maximum landing weight. We are full, absolutely full to the brim. Can we land at 75.5 in Funchal with that? That's probably worth checking, isn't it? We're planning on runway 2, 75.5. Oh yeah, we're gonna be fine. Flaps full, auto brake medium. Okay, so dispatch landing calculation. We're good. That wind is probably actually going to do us a bit of a favour today. So there we are. Vince says, according to Discord, Rex have now released an update for Amos. Oh, they will be. Okay. I'll have to check that out at some point. Right, well, that's the legal stuff done. We can land. Let's have a look at the flight plan then. So we're full. No extra fuel for us today. We're just going to take what we've got. Tenerife South is the alternate, flight level 35. Yeah, nice heavy zero fuel weight 71. Shear rate looks good. Off runway 2 and landing runway 5. That's the fun one, isn't it, at Funchal? That's the one we all look forward to seeing. CNR is 4.3, and we've got just over 9.5 tons worth of fuel to load. Do you know what? Just to speed things up a little bit, what I will do is we might as well get the ground crew on with sorting stuff out, because, well, if we're not going to be taking any extra fuel, I'm not going to be sort of calculating anything, am I? So let's just go to our ground services page, mass balance, and we're going to load the aircraft. GSX will hopefully spring to life, and job done. Flight Design said he flew this route last night with the gang. Oh, is there a J-Hog stain on the side of the side of the cliffs? David, do Easyjet have AEs on the 321s? No, David, not anymore. No, the only 321s they have now, they are a fully neo A321 airline. They don't have IEs, so no, it's not strictly a real aircraft. This one anyway. Flight Science, no. J-Hog went into the drink. I wish these had been recorded. I could do with watching some of these back. Right, let me carry on with the flight plan. So yeah, we got no terrain to worry about today. Oh, let's just come off Unicom. That way we're not going to be interrupted. Let's a quick look at that. Weather's fine here in Lisbon. We have got what have we got there? We've got decent enough weather in Funchal, so we should be all right. And a bit windy in the Canaries, but all in our favour, so that's fine. Yes, we already said for CNR's 4.3, as we said. A quick look at the forecast for Madeira. Tempo wind 020, gusting 30. We need to keep an eye on that because there is a wind limitation for where for the what we can land, sort of minimums for the wind. We'll have a look at that en route, which is quite often when it's windy. You'll see aircraft sort of circling over the airport just to the east before they can try and get in. David, yes, what we're flying today is IE. That's right. This is what this kind of paint job reminds me of Jet 2 at the minute with their new A321s and the Neos that they're getting. They're not really painting them all, they're just white with Jet 2 on the tail. Saves money, I guess. Right, any NOTAMs for us? There's no fly zone. Okay. Taxi November 1's closed. We're not going to go on that. That's fine. Is someone important arriving at Lisbon at some point? Why else would we have a no-fly zone? Or are they celebrating something? Maybe someone with knowledge will know. ILS runway 2 is unserviceable due to replacing the aerials. Oh, okay, so that's interesting. If we had a bang on departure and we had to come back into land 02, we can't use the ILS. That's fine. And what have we got here? We've got no restrictions in Madeira either, so that's fine. Yeah, sorry, I've just realised you couldn't see any of that. But basically, I read out all of the NOTAMs and things that I was just looking through. Okay, we already know what fuel we're taking. We're taking plug fuels 9654, and refueling is currently underway. We can just see that taking place in the background. So we'll get on and start setting everything up. Lovely. All right. So if we can get pushed in the next 20 minutes or so, that would be great. I say we are on VATSIM. There's no ATC knocking out at the moment. Let me just get the latest weather information because we don't have any ATIS. So current winds at the moment, oh, they're quite strong. So 310 at 11, gusting 21. Visibility is fine. Scattered 37, 17 degrees, and QNH is 1022. All right, that's fine. Let's just see if we can remember what to do then. So just the usual stuff on the overhead. Pumps are off, packs are off, APU is not running, we're on external power. Spoiler flaps, parking brake, that's all fine. Squawking 2000, excellent. Acupressure is not yet in the green. And start setting everything up. 1022. We're on we're not on Unicom. We will be on Unicom in a couple of minutes. We're monitoring the guard frequency 121.5. That's okay. Switching panel is normal. Thrust levers, engine mode, master selection. They're all fine. 1022 up here. Pop the constraints on. Initial climb flight 160, which we've got there. Company message, check that in a second. Refueling is currently underway. Right, let's set the box up. Giles says there's VATSIM in Lisbon. Oh, there is now. Oh, that's interesting. Wasn't there a minute ago. Right, let me just double check what we got. They're working off information Foxtrot at the minute, so that's fine. It's all good, Giles. We'll contact them as well, obviously, in a little bit. Cool. So, just check IRS. We've got 3 nav greens. Our aircraft is fully serviceable and fully working, which is one when we're taking it to somewhere like Madeira, of course. Aircraft status. Yeah, IE engines, valid direct cycle. That's fine. Okay, let's do our init request. GPS primary is alive. Jordan, no interest in flying the new Max 8 then? It looks... I've got to be very careful what I say here. It looks really good from what I've read. I've read nothing but good things about it. But I'm going to leave that to pilots that know what they're actually doing when it comes to Boeing. I don't. And I've had enough of Boeing over the last couple of weeks. Not an Airbus in sight when I was away. So that was sad. I felt as though I didn't know what to do if anything went wrong. Right, what we're doing? We are Alpine 34 uniform kilo, cost index of 4. Ground temperature is 16, and the Tropo 33621. Download the winds. There you go. There's a name I can get on board with. Airbus guy, mate. Welcome on board. Thank you for joining us. IRS, just check. We've got 3 nav greens. I like this as well. We can now do a proper live check because we've got the scenery that gives us that. So we've got 3846.2 north, 3846.1 north. Yeah, that's fine. And 978 west. 978 west. Perfect. So we're all in agreement. Cruising today, flight level 350. Not sure if we're going to get up there straight away. We'll check that out in a bit. Temperature is 51.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our Easyjet service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker.
Right.
Wheels first.
Passengers coming on board.
Under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely
Departing off 2, Obla 1 Lima, departure.
To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers.
And then that is an arrival.
As we are currently refueling,
we are doing the RNAV Zulu approach, which is the authorization required approach, which EasyJet recently got authorization to do. And we're on the run. Where are you? Rack up 1 Papa arrival via Pilim. So we've got 680 miles there, 605 miles there. Radnav page, we've got the Lisbon VOR. And on to our init B. Okay, have we got a preliminary load sheet from the dispatchers? Let's have a look. Oh, we've got 3. Preliminary. We'll accept the last one. So 71.0 is our zero fuel weight. And our zero fuel weight CFG is going to be 26.4. Fuel for the alternate, it's quite a bit actually. Obviously Tenerife is a fair distance away, so it's 3 tons. Don't usually need that much. And fuel planning, we are taking just shy of 9.7 tons. Let's see what bulk fuel gives us. 8.6, so we're taking 9.6 tons. Which gives us then a takeoff weight of 80.4, and CFG is 26.4, and takeoff CFG is 25.7. Need that, of course, for our calculations in a moment. DC Get says, just got home from the panorama in Thames in Schiphol. It was very sunny there. It was really nice weather when I went there earlier in the year, DC. And it's great, isn't it? You can see so much on there. Really, really good. Jaunty Scotland, good evening to you. I'm very well, thank you. Hope you are as well. Thanks for joining us, mate. Right, that's all done. Let's have a look at the performance calculations then that we need. So, let's have a look. It is dry, flaps 2. We're in a 321, of course. No need force target, anti-house off, packs off. Takeoff weight is 80.4. C of G's 25.7. Sync live weather, intersection data. Ooh, there's a popper there. I don't think we're going to take popper, but what I will do is I will use popper, because then we've got the option of using the November 2 intersection. So it's 52, 57, 57, 53 the flex as well. So let me just pop that in. 52, 52, 57, flaps 2, the flex is 53, and Lisbon, runway 2, 1395, Easyjet stops now, 200 off that one, 195 for all of those. And then our engine out procedure is standard 1900 feet right turn to add SAD. Take up the hold, and what's the hold information? 344 right turns. And then from there back to Lisbon. And that is going to be not the ILS2, we've just seen that's unavailable, so the RNAV2. No start via PSX. Just check what that looks like. There we go. There's the hold, there's the PSX RNAV, and that's fine. Right, let's just shut all of this off and we'll contact air traffic control, see what they've got for us. So we're on information Foxtrot 121755.
Air Portugal 321, ready for taxi.
Air Portugal 321, taxi via Golf and Uniform to November to loading point, runway 02.
Air Portugal 321, can you repeat please?
Air Portugal 321, taxi via Golf and Uniform to November to loading point, runway 02.
We'll wait for him to reply. You might not do. Lisbon ground, good afternoon. Alpine 34 uniform kilo. A321 stand 114 requesting IFR clearances filed to Funchal, and we have information Foxtrot.
Alpine 34 uniform kilo, Lisbon ground, hello, good afternoon. Information Foxtrot is correct, QNH 1022, great. You are clear to Madeira via the all-board 1 X-ray departure squawk 0304.
Cleared via the Allbog 1 X-ray departure squawk 0304 Alpine 34 uniform kilo, and copy QNH 1022.
Alpine 34 uniform kilo, read that correct.
Right, slight change of departure then. We'll check that out in a minute.
Welcome on board.
So, new chart needed. So we're on the Allborg 1 X-ray, which is this one here. Let's have a look at the chart for that. Not that much difference to it, to be perfectly honest with you. Still flight level 160, that initial climb, and transition altitude is 4,000 feet. Wallbug 1 X-rays there. Okay, let me just update the box. It's not going to affect the engine out procedure. There we go. Just cross-check those departure points against the map. So we've got EPMAD, then 754, 755, ECPA, and then Allbot. Fine. All right. So I think we're ready for the briefing there. David, no, do the takeoff calculations with your preliminary load sheet. Then you check for any differences, and if there's no differences, which normally, as long as you're sort of within 2% or 750 kilograms, then you're good. You're fine. Right, let's do the brief. So we've got no weather that we need to be worried about today. That's all fine. Good runway conditions. Weather en route is fine as well. Potential chance of winds in Funchal, so we'll keep an eye on that once we are going. Aircraft is fully serviceable, which we need for our approach that we're looking to do today, so that's fine. No NOTAMs here. No NOTA. Oh, sorry. There is the ILS unserviceable runway 02, which we've already mentioned. If we need to come back in, we'll be making an RNAV approach for that, so bear that in mind. Nothing to worry about in Funchal, NOTAM wise. Right, let me grab the chart and we'll have a look at how we're going to do this taxi, where we can expect to go. So we are parked down here, Terminal 2, so we'll push back, expect to taxi south on Alpha, then it'll be cross at Mike 1, taxi via Mike all the way and depart from November 2, runway 002. I'm going to get both engines started as we push, not going to worry too much about that. So yeah, no single engine taxi for us today. Okay, so then straight off on the on runway 2. Let's get that chart up and just have a quick look. Now we've had a little runway, little departure change. So that's straight out and a slight turn to the right, 760 direct MPAD, where we need to be above 3,000 feet. Our initial flight level 160, and transition altitude is 4,000 feet. MSA as we're climbing out is 4,000 feet as we come back downwind, if you like, over the airfield. Then it drops to 3,000 feet, and yeah, then we're out over the Atlantic. So that's all pretty straightforward as well. First turn to the right, noise abatement 2. Yeah, so that's all well and good. Basically, there's nothing, no real threats with regards to our departure today. Alright, it's been a while since I've flown, so I'm going to do the full emergency brief. So obviously if we get any problems on the ground, then we'll probably stop the aircraft, tell the air traffic control. If it's something serious, of course, like a fire, then we'll need to let the crew know, but if it's obviously a minor issue, we won't bother them, and we'll just stop the aircraft and tell air traffic control. Depends on what the failure is whether we can look at a computer reset table in the QRH, or we'll just call the MOC. So good job that Flight Designs is here. If there's any ECAM messages, obviously we'll run that drill as necessary. On departure then, obviously it's going to be my takeoff, and any problems or warnings before 100 knots, then I'll consider stopping. After 100 knots though, and up to V1, I will only stop for the uninhibited ECAM warnings or cautions, such as engine fire or failure without thrust loss, or if I just think the aircraft's just not safe to fly. I'll make that decision, and I'll call either stop or go, and if I do decide to stop, we'll make sure that that's announced nice and clearly. We'll go max reverse, keep the aircraft nice and straight on the runway using manual braking if I don't think the auto brake's going to stop us as well as I want it to, and if of course we've got a fire warning, I'll point the aircraft into the wind, which as we are departing today in the winds, I'll be turning the aircraft to the right hand side, facing right on the runway. No, sorry, correction, I'll be facing it left. Once we come to a stop, stow the reversers, set the parking brakes, get cabin crew attention all stations, and then just sit on our hands for a moment just to see what ECAM messages we've got, any fault lights, etc., and we can confirm any failures that we've got as well. Once we know what that failure has been, we'll complete the ECAM messages, and we can either ask to vacate the runway, or if it's something more serious like a fire, etc., we'll consider running the evacuation. But make sure that we just take a second, even a second, to think about the evacuation, because if you're going to do it, even if it is for something not quite as serious as a fire, someone will get hurt going down the slides. It always happens. If we have a failure after V1, I'll get the aircraft into the air, and if it's an engine failure, then we will fly using the standard technique, which is 12.5 degrees pitch, and then following the SMS commands using the rudder to counteract the yaw. Once the aircraft has got a positive climb, we'll get the gear up, trim out the yaw, and once we're trimmed, we'll engage the autopilot. We're doing a flex takeoff today, so we can use toga if we have lost engine thrust. We might also I will need to pull heading. I've not set up the full this full E-out SID, so I will need to pull the heading so we continue straight out, not continuing on our standard instrument departure. Once we're above 400 feet and not below it, we'll confirm that failure and then start running the ECAM drill. Once the failed engine is secured, and we're above the single engine acceleration altitude, I'll push the level off, we'll accelerate away, retract the flaps on schedule, then at green dot we can put it into open climb and we'll set maximum continuous thrust. Once then we've reached the engine out altitude, which is 1900 feet, we'll then make our right hand turn to ASDAD, where we'll take up the hold and we will hold at 4000 feet. Once we're in the hold, then we'll decide what we're doing. So there you go, that's the full emergency drill, which you don't have to do every flight, but as it's been a while, I did want to revisit that just so it was fresh in our minds. Alright, so with all that done, our final load sheet is in. I think all passengers are on board then. So now we check the final load sheet, make sure there's nothing major. So we'll take away 80.4, that's what we planned, and our CFGs is 26.4 and 25.7. Yeah, they're both exactly the same, so no LMCs, everything is fine. Let's get the EPU up and running, and then we can start getting ready to disconnect the external power, push back, and we'll get going. Refueling is completed, so we've got 9660. Just check what we've got in the tanks. Yeah, they're balanced. So with that, the fuel pumps, they can come on, seatbelt signs can come on. Just wait for that APU to fire up, and then we can disconnect the external power. Oh, Airbase 96, good afternoon. Helen as well, good afternoon. And Dragon PT says hello from Lisbon. Good to see you. Droning on. Sounds like me. Yes, we are in the brand new Funchal. That is where we're going to today. Get the terrain on as well, because there's a little bit of terrain coming out of Lisbon. Only other threat that I could sort of think of with regards to this is we're climbing to a flight level. So once we're airborne, remember to set standard pressure. I've got a cup of tea here, but it's cold. That's rubbish. I'll call the crabbing crew. Give us some more tea. Right, I think APU is available. Excellent. So external power is disconnected. Cockpit preparation checklist then. So our aircraft acceptance has been completed. Fuel quantity is 9660 kilograms and balanced. Seatbelt signs are on. We've got 3 now green. The bar of QNH is 1022, 330 feet. Which, as you can see there, 328. So nice touch with the update of the airport as well from MK Studios. Lisbon ground, Alpine 34, uniform kilo, stand 114, ready for push and start.
Alpine 34, uniform kilo, stand 114. When clear of the Swiss A321, push and start is approved, facing south.
When the Swiss A321 is clear, push and start approved, facing south for Alpine 34, uniform kilo.
Portugal 27 Alpha, stand 225, push and start is approved, facing north.
Push start approved, facing north, Portugal 27 Alpha.
There he goes. Right, so beacon light is on, the transponder is on, here come the ground crew, and the before start checklist. So parking brake is on, takeoff data has been confirmed, windows are closed, if B is on flight mode, doors are closed, not yet armed, and the beacon light is on. Postman, I don't think Avia yet has the nav data, not yet anyway. But obviously, we're using the LiDAR charts just because Easyjet do in real life.
Departure checks completed. Bypass inserted.
Hello, Easyjet Sim Pilot.
Haven't got a GSX profile for this new airport yet, which is why the tug drivers are just driving through the docking poles, etc. Postman, I do use Navigraph for the nav updates. Yes, that's right. Both these sceneries today, the new Lisbon and the new Funchal.
3233 Delta, contact
You can grab.
tower 119.105. Have a great
Yeah,
flight.
you can grab both of these from the Contrail store.
105, thank you, goodbye, this is 233 Delta.
And also, you can obviously save yourself 10% on both of these airports if you're purchasing it with the discount code there at the bottom of the screen. Flight Designs have already moved the failures in the shop. I have no idea. It's been a long time since I checked those, but don't really want a failure going to Funchal, do we? That's happened to us before. We've ended up back at Lisbon. Alright, noticeable steering is disconnected. I need to update GSX, don't I? Tail to the left, facing south.
Release the parking brakes, please.
And parking brakes released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
So noticeable steering is disconnected. Engine mode selected to ignition, and we're starting engine 1.
Cabin crew, arm doors and cross-check.
RK Sim, I can't really do that because we're not on Unicom, and I definitely don't want to be doing it on another frequency.
Ladies and gentlemen, please observe the cabin crew.
Lisbon ground, good evening, good day, China 256, Hotel 4.
China 256 Lisbon ground, hello, good afternoon. Continue taxi via Uniform and Alpha to stand 117.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we
Uniform Alpha stand 117 for China 256.
is in your seat pocket, showing the exit routes.
Pop the packs on as well now.
Life jackets and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear.
Vince, the GSX has had Fenix automation for a long time now, so yeah, it's good.
Exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are
Ground Airport 27 Alpha ready for taxi.
at all times.
Airport 27 Alpha, taxi via Mike to Mike 5 holding point, runway 02.
Above you. Pull a mast towards
Taxi via Mike 5 holding point.
Engine 1 stable, starting engine 2.
Airport 27 Alpha.
Hold in place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others.
Oh, that's annoying. What we got?
Take the life jacket from under your seat. Put it over your head.
Cancel master caution. Engine 2 start valve fault. Start valve not open.
And pull the strap to
Wonderful.
adjust.
That's just what we want.
Inflate it inside the aircraft.
Right, let's try again.
Inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails
So,
to
cross
inflate,
bleed.
topping up, blow into the tube.
Open.
There's a
APU
light
bleed
to retract it.
is on.
We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be stowed. armrest
If
down,
unsuccessful, engine master
window
2
latch
off.
open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with Easyjet.
Okay, clear ecam. I'm not taking this aircraft to Funchal. Not on one engine. We'll see if we can get that working again.
All stations, information Golf is now current. Revive QNH 1021. QNH 1021.
Alright, might just got a false start. Let's try that again. Paranoia check. APU bleed is on. So, try again.
Portugal 27 Alpha, contact Lisboa Tower 118.105, bye bye, bom voo.
Pronto, Tower. Obrigado pelo serviço e tenha uma boa tarde.
Obrigado, bom fim de semana.
Igualmente.
N2 is now rising. That looks
Alpha
better.
7 Charlie, väcker runway 02.
Alpine 7 Mike Charlie, Lisboa ground, hello, good afternoon, continue taxi via Alpha to stand 124.
There we go.
Once again, can you say again?
Alpine 7 Mike Charlie, sure, taxi via Alpha to stand 124.
And
Alpha
we can now
stand 1,
clear
2,
account.
4,
All's
Alpha
working.
7 Mike Charlie.
Not quite sure what happened there. APU's on. Sorry, APU bleed is on. Although, hang on, let me check something. I'll check it in a minute once both have started. I think I know what the issue was. Engine 2 is happy. Right, okay, so engine mode selector now can come back to normal. Right, if I just turn the APU bleed... right, okay, so you guys can't see my hardware. For some reason, what my APU overhead mini panel hardware is showing you compared to what's in the sim isn't matching up. That's off on my hardware. That's on my hardware. So yeah, I'm looking at my hardware thinking, oh, I'm sure that's on. Anyway, never mind. That's fine. APU is not required, obviously. So spoilers 0 that, and flaps 2 and 25.7. There we go. Right, so flight control check. Full left, full right, and neutral, full up, full down, neutral rudder, full right, full left, and neutral. After start checklist, anti-ice is not required. Ecam status is checked. What we got there? APU bleed. In-op systems. Interesting. Ignore that. That's master caution sim issue. Clear that. Yeah, something's going on with my overhead panel, clearly. And anyway, it's not going to affect our flight. So that's fine. Ecam systems checked. Pitch trim is 25.7. Rudder is neutral. Alpine 34 uniform kilo, ready for taxi.
Alpine 34 uniform kilo, Cockpit Charlie, please.
And confirm squawky mode Charlie, Alpine 34 uniform kilo.
Alpine 34 uniform kilo, thank you very much. Taxi via Mike to Mike 5 holding point, runway 02.
Taxi via Mike to the Mike 5 holding point, runway 02. Alpine 34 uniform kilo. I keep wanting to say Alpine 34 UK.
418 is vacated 02.
Runway 2418, does require any assistance at the moment?
Negative.
Runway 2418, Roger, taxi via uniform, Quebec.
So holding Mike 5, which is at the far end.
It's a very uniform Quebec shot.
Hello.
Hi Gavin, all the passengers are on board and we're ready to go. I'll bring you a cup of tea after we've taken off.
Wonderful. I'm glad the passengers are on board though, because we've already pushed back.
Portugal 1036, position 423, and A319 is Golf, first Barcelona.
Portugal 1036, Lisbon ground, olá, muito boa tarde novamente. Information Golf, QNH 1021, break. You are clear to Barcelona via the Orvet 1 November departure, score 2261.
Information Golf current, QNH 1021, first Barcelona, Orvet 1 November departure, score 2261, Portugal
Have
1036.
GSX moved out of the way yet?
Portugal 1036, respect direct.
No. Why not?
Unlocking gear.
Right, well, quickly whilst they're doing that. So we're taking via Mike down here. Hold Mike 5. Easy taxi.
Traffic disconnected. Bypass medium.
Yes, yes. Hurry up, get out of the way.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Driving a bit too close to me for my benefit. Right, where's the ground crew guy? First officer, can we see him? Nope. There he is. Right, get him on the way. Give him a wave. There's the pin. And we're clear on the left. Clear on the right. Get rid of that, don't need it. Go on then, shift. Never in a rush to do anything, are we, in Portugal? Alright, so no changes to our performance, no LMCs, engine out procedure is standard, straight out, and then once above 1900 feet, it's a right turn to the outside holding point where we shall hold at 4000 feet and decide what we're going to be doing. Only thing to note with that, remember to pull the heading bug. Departure is straight out, right hand turn first, and noise abatement 2. Initial climb level 160, remember set standard pressure. Right, taxi checklist. Flight controls, they've been checked. Flap setting is config 2. FMA, we've got climb up blue 152, 16,000 blue radar and predictive wind shear. Confirm both on. ECAM memo, we've got takeoff no blue, and our EFB stowed and disconnected. The performance of this airport seems really, really good. Nicely optimized as well. In combination, of course, with Rex Atmos, looking very, very nice indeed.
Ryanair 2418, continue now via Mike and 1 to stand 202.
What we will do as well in the cruise, because there's not much to look at, we can make sure we read the airfield briefing notes as well for Funchal. Refresh those. J380, what hardware do I have that involves the APU? So I've got a mini overhead panel, which there's a video about it on the channel if you want to check that out in a bit. Steve Cole, oh, we're late. Are you still at the gate? I had a lovely break, thank you, Steve.
Alpine 34 Uniform Kilo, contact Lisbon Tower 109.105. Have a great flight to Madeira, bye bye.
118.105 for Alpine 34 Uniform Kilo, thanks, bye bye.
Ryanair 2418,
Cancel
you made
master
a wrong
caution.
turn on Mike, you're now going towards Alpha. Do you want to stand on apron 20 or do you like some stand right in front of you?
Yeah, apron 20 is fine.
Ryanair 2418, Roger, continue via Mike and Alpha, stand 107.
Okay, bye.
That's the next piece of hardware I've got to get my hands on. I need a radio because trying to taxi and tune the radio is ridiculous. Lisbon Tower, good afternoon. Alpine 34 Uniform Kilo, approaching Mike 5.
Alpine 34 Uniform Kilo, runway 02, line up and wait.
Runway 02, line up and wait. Alpine 34 Uniform Kilo. Textures on that taxiway look very nice as well, don't they? Right, got the lights on, got the packs off. TCAS. Lineup checklist. So our cabin is secured. Takeoff runway is 02, Mike 5, full length confirmed. TCAS TARA, packs 1 and 2 off. Got an aircraft on final, about 15 miles out. Looking at that, and it looks like we've got an aircraft that I think is either just landed or it's just getting airborne. Yeah, this new scenery looks really nice. Really nice indeed. Performance is very good as well.
Alpine 340 from Kilo, winds are 31 degrees, 1 knots, runway 02 cleared for takeoff after departure. Unicom and 122.8. Bye bye.
Clear takeoff from runway 02, then over to Unicom after departure. Alpine 34 Uniform Kilo. Bye bye. Okay, takeoff.
Tower Bundy
chrono.
71 Mike Tango ILS 02, 13 miles.
And they're stable, so man flex SRS runway auto thrust blue, engine 1 critical. Faded runway centerline markings. Quite a bit of rudder needed with that wind. It was gusting earlier. V1. Rotate. Just saw that sort of spin into the wind. Positive climb. Gear up. Nav. A few stutters there, scenery wise, as we're climbing out. Thrust climb, auto thrust. And flaps 1. Just doing a little bit of hand flying because we're going to need that later.
Tower, good afternoon, Air France 71 Mike Tango ILS 02, 8 miles.
Full standard pressure. Passing airspeed, flap 0. Spoilers disarmed. So yeah, just still hand flying for a minute.
Tower France 71 Mike Tango.
So just getting a feel for the aircraft again as we're coming into Funchal later. That'll be hand flown, and
Air France 71 Mike thanks.
well, it's been a while. So
Good evening, sir. We're on the ILS 02, 4 miles.
all right, that's enough. Autopilot 1 engaged.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes the
Tower France 71 Mike Tango.
So I can go over to Unicom now as there's no ATC.
Wind dart.
There we go. So we've got spoilers, flaps, gears up. Get the lights off.
with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payments in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit.
Just check that system. That's fine. It's the side stick. I think Lisbon approach has just come on 12091. So we might just need to contact them. Lisbon approach, good afternoon, Alpine 34 Uniform Kilo, Allbod 1 X-ray departure, passing flight level 80 for flight level 160. They've literally only just come online, so they might actually not be ready for us yet.
Flight 34 Uniform X-ray, I don't have you on line right after.
Ooh, no they're not. Apologies, you're in Faro, we're in Lisbon. Disregard Alpine 34 Uniform Kilo.
Uniform Kilo, wrong again, I'm at port.
Oh well, we'll ignore them. Right, it's 10,000 feet, lights are off, get airports onto our EFIS. And because we've just come back after a break, the batteries in my mouse have just conked out. Let me just get the wired mouse hooked up. There we go. So, RadNav page, clear that out. Cost index becomes 0. Progress page, flight level 340, 350 is the plan, so that's fine. Secondary flight plan, we can copy the active and clear that out. Just check that active flight plan. There's a discontinuity there, we'll just clear that out. I'm sure that's not worthy of a meeting with no biscuits, flight designs. Wrong frequency, quite often happens. Seatbelts can come off. J-Hog, yes, good afternoon. We've been listening and hearing about your escapades into Funchal last night. Shame I didn't watch. That's our slot notification for our departure. Okay, so with no ATC around, we'll just go direct to Ekber. I'm going to see if I've got some batteries for my mouse. That is a gorgeous view of Lisbon. Airport's just down here. The problem now with trying to find batteries is my lad nicks them all for certain gizmos and controllers and things. So the chances of finding one that's fully charged... Oh, there we go, that one works. Wonderful. I don't like using the wired mouse, but it's definitely worth having for emergencies. We learnt that many years ago on the channel as we were approaching Seville, I think it was. J-Hug says you flew into it fine this morning, it's just dark, he's a jinx. Is he? This is the last time we see land now until we actually get to Funchal. Also have the beauty of the sun setting just in front of us. So where I went on holiday, we were pretty much bang on the equator, and one of the things you notice there is that the sun comes up very quickly, but it also sets very quickly. It drops like a stone. Thrust climb up, climb 350 blue. Yeah, so as soon as the sun sort of like dips below the horizon, it goes so quick, so quick, and gets very dark. Mind of Airbus, you should give a test run to the Aerosoft A330 version 1.0.1. I'd rather not, if it's all the same with you. It was really hard to review that aircraft because I wanted it. I was willing it to be so much better than it was, and it was just a letdown. And I don't use that word flippantly. I really wanted it to be good, but hey ho. J-Hog, I don't need luck. I don't think. Might do though. It's been a while since I've flown into Madeira. It's been a while since I've flown full stop. Both in the sim and in real life. So yeah, goodbye to land. That's you gone now for the next hour or so. Flight designs. What's the first flight when the A380 comes out? Gatwick to Heathrow. I'd love to say anywhere that avoids Dubai because that is going to be chaos. But that was my first ever real-world A380 flight, going to Dubai. So I'd love to replicate that. But we just know that Dubai is going to be chaos, isn't it? It's going to be absolute chaos. Gigliotis, good afternoon, or good evening. So when I went away, I flew on Dreamliners and 777s. This wing view now just makes it look like I'm flying a little Cessna or something. That wing looks so small compared to what I was used to seeing. Jordan says Dubai to Jeddah, a nice hour-long flight in the 380, a real-world route as well. Is it? That has got to be, because have you just Googled what's the shortest A380 route? Do you remember when, was it British Airways was flying the A380s after COVID just to get the pilots back used to doing stuff? Weren't they using the A380s on routes to Spain from Heathrow? That must have cost them a fortune, because I bet they weren't full. Jersey Pilot says they flew on a direct flight from Madeira from Jersey a few years ago. They do a couple of flights a year direct, which is nice. Saves having to fly to Gatwick and Heathrow. Can't remember the airline though. Oh, so it wasn't EasyJet then? That's definitely like a charter flight airline kind of thing to do, isn't it? Definitely worth having the ETP on there then. So that's our point of sort of no return, or got to start to think, where are we going to go? If we've got sort of a medical emergency or something like that. Chances are if we've got a medical emergency, Funchal's probably not the place to go. Head straight back to Madeira, to Lisbon, sorry. So guys, what have you all done over the last week? Yeah, fill me in. What have I missed? Apart from J-Hog smashing into the sea again, which probably isn't newsworthy, it happens that often. Victor, do I feel that the Nibble V2 is heavier in performance than the Fenix? I've not actually flown that aircraft for a while. I do feel this Fenix is nicely optimised though. Florian Boo says the 380 is coming out today. Not sure where you've heard that. They're doing their out of the hangar sort of podcast stream, aren't they? And I think that's tomorrow. A lot of people saying that's the release day. Not convinced. I think it might be another week or two. Should be a glorious approach coming into mid-air. I've not seen this new scenery yet either, so looking forward to seeing that. I'm hoping the sort of bridge and road are fixed right in front of runway 05, because it always looked a bit naff, didn't it? But we'll see. We'll see. Looking to arrive 17:21 UTC. That works fine for me. Fruitbat said he went to Ireland and got battered by Storm Ashley whilst I sat on a beach. It was windy on the beach as well, Fruitbat. It was actually. But it was actually really nice. If we'd not have had that wind, it would have been too hot. Too hot. I like to be warm, but I don't like to be hot. And the wind for us just took the edge off. Just says people can't read, it's just a Q&A session. Yeah, it's not their release. I found it quite amusing, Fruitbat, that they called it Storm Ashley, because that's the name of my brother-in-law. And we actually went away for the first time ever. We went away and we didn't take the kids with us, and yeah, he was helping to look after them. He hasn't got kids of his own yet. I think we may have just put him off for life. Captain Norbert says he's only got the Fenix A320 at the moment, considering buying the 319 321. Are the procedures and checklists for the 19 and 21 exactly the same? Captain Norbert, yes, for the most part. Day-to-day operations, yes, they are. There's a couple of little different intricacies in the way they handle, which Fenix have done very well. You usually want a flaps 2 departure for the 321, for example, just to try and mitigate that tail strike risk. Wind is not in our favour at the minute, is it? We'll get up to 350, we'll see what the winds are doing as we're passing through them. Check the weather forecast as well. Anything we can do to save a bit of fuel. Saving fuel is very, very important. We couldn't take any extra fuel with us today. So, looks like estimated fuel board when we get there is 5.5 tons, which is fine. That's okay. But we are going to be near our max landing weight as well when we come into land. So what we might do when we get up to cruise is just speed up a little bit. Just burn a bit more fuel off. Because if we're estimating 5.4, we shouldn't do this until we're in the cruise, to be fair. So zero fuel weight is 71, estimated fuel weight 5.4, 754. So about 75.5 tons. And the aircraft's maximum landing weight for this A320 A321 is 75.5. So yeah, it's going to be very close to max landing weight. So I'm thinking that's going to be an auto brake medium and slam the anchors on. A nice firm touchdown, I think, is what I'm going to be looking for. Once we've got up to cruise, we will do our fuel checks, we'll do our weather checks, and then I'm going to get the airport brief out so we can read through it and do stuff. We've got to also do things like make sure all of the satellites are working as well, which we can actually check the internet, obviously. In real life, what the guys have to do is use ACARS to send a message back home saying just check the satellites are all there and working for us, and then do them. Speaking of satellites, just reminded me when I was away, went out for a meal, which was literally right on the edge of the ocean. It was at the end of a very, very long pier, so it was really, really dark. You know, there was very, very little light pollution where we were, and we were sat having a lovely meal, my wife and I. Literally by the water's edge, sharks swimming down below, and just as I looked up from getting a drink or something, incredibly lucky, a meteorite shot across the sky and exploded into a fireball. I have never seen anything like that before in real life. I've seen shooting stars, but this was a shooting star that came very, very close to the ground by shooting star standards. You actually saw it erupt into flames and sort of burst open with the heat. Incredible sight. As it streaked across the sky, probably only lasted for a couple of seconds, which is obviously quite a long time. But yeah, right place, right time. Looked amazing. A proper fireball. Not something I've ever seen before, and not sure we'll ever see again, to be honest. So has anybody got the two airports we're flying to today? They've already purchased them and tried them out, both Funchal and Lisbon, where we've just departed from. Because when I saw that the two had been released, I thought that's the perfect opportunity to fly this route. So we've got about 1,500 feet to go, and we're top of cruise. Top of climb, rather. And if we have a quick look to see what the weathers are doing for it. So, just looking at the winds there, basically. There's very little difference between them, to be fair. So maybe different flight levels aren't going to affect us too much, because we've got a decent headwind at the moment. About 50. Well, it's 54 knots, but it's slightly from the right. Heavy Asian says that he's got Lisbon. It's very nice. Yeah, from what we've just seen of it, it looks very good. Says also plan to get Madeira as well. Florin also says he's got the MK Studios Lisbon Airport, and it's worth it. Is that the one that's just been released? Because obviously MK Studios, this is version 2 that we've just seen today. They've got obviously version 1, version 2. If you haven't got them yet, then you can, as I said earlier, get them from the Contrail store, and if you've not already used our Easyjet SimPilot discount code there at the bottom of the screen, you can use that. So you can pick up both of these airports from Contrail and get 10% off the total cost as well, which I think is well worth doing. Gonzalo, which is the new scenery for Funchal? That is a good question. Who's made it? I actually can't remember who's made it. Just 1 minute, I'll find out for you. AMSIM, is that the one, Florin? AMSIM, is that right? Have a look. Mac Alt Cruise. Set to below. And I am going to just go Fenix A320, so a little bit quicker. A little bit quicker than the norm. Norm is Fenix 4, but We've got lots of fuel that we can get rid of. So yeah. Right, where's the contrail store gone? Here we go. So that's Lisbon, and this is Madeira. Yeah, there they are. Oh, that looks stunning. Just the road here. That's what I can't wait to see when we get there. Yeah, so obviously, as I say, you can get both of these for what was it, 1444 and 1755, but you can also get a discount. That's at the bottom of the screen. And this is from Atelic. I've not heard of them before. I don't know who they are. Yeah, not heard of them. But this is MK Studios Lisbon version 2, isn't it? This is where we've just departed from. Yeah, looks very nice. Very, very nice indeed. Not a lot of screenshots on there, though, to be fair. Oh, that's better. Yeah, that looks awesome. Did notice when we were lining up as well, the road with the fencing around it. Five minutes delay. That's not bad, actually. I'll take 5 minutes. Right, can we get weather requests then for Funchal? See what's happening. Lima Papa Mike Alpha. And then I know where the charts are, given the wind limitations. I know where they are for the Jefferson charts. But have Avia charts also got it as well? Because it's quite important. Airspace, airport briefing, airports and stars. Stars contingency? What's that? Won't be using that. INAV stars, we're on the Rakan 1 Papa arrival, so that's this one here, brings us into Peelim. INAV 1, just, yeah, we've got all that. Where are the wind limitations? That is a very, very important chart that we must have. That's the MSA. Ah, the wind limitations are there. That's fine. Yeah. So this is what's important, because basically these are the wind limitations. So anywhere between these sort of degrees, if the wind, including gusts, which are also labelled on there, is above any of these, then we can't land. It's basically not safe. Am I putting the right code for it? LPMA. Come on, I want some weather information, please. Hey, Mike. So yeah, this is the fun approach now. Autopilot does most of the work, and sort of from 5:04, once we're happy, we can sort of take the autopilot off and fly it visually. Circling, not published, and not allowed. Wouldn't need to do it anyway, really. Circling to the north's not approved. Why am I not getting any? Why am I not getting any weather information? Who's broken my air cars? Alright, we'll try that again in a little bit. Do a fuel check as we get to Nata then in 10 minutes time. And just whilst I'm waiting for that, let's get the airport brief chart. Now this chart and information about it is available on our Discord server. I've just got to be able to find it because everything's moved. Where have they gone? No, don't want custom camera views. Don't want those. Oh, is it in the pilot's briefing room? Oh, how far up have I got to go to find this? Through instruction, Mel, Innsbruck, Madeira brief. There we go. So if you're flying to Madeira, this is what J-Hog should have read yesterday. So this is a full comprehensive guide about how to come in to Madeira. Very, very similar to what pilots get in the real world. So things like no inexperienced pilots, captain's only approach, landing and takeoff prohibited above the aerodrome wind limits. RMP, this is actually out of date. It does say that RMP AR approaches not approved yet. However, they are now approved. So that's fine. Threat and error management, control flight into terrain, CFIT, yep. Runway 23 is down slow. We're not landing on 23 today, so arrival. All approaches are considered circling approaches in terms of stable approach criteria. Charter minimum visibility, so yeah, that's fine. Landing clearance won't be issued if winds exceed the airport published. Yep, we've just seen that. Radar vectoring is usually only to resolve conflicts. Prepare cabin nice and early to avoid distraction and reduce the workload. especially when there's turbulence or a shortcut is anticipated. Delays may be expected due to conflicting traffic on the air and the ground, therefore the possibility of holding exists. Lisbon Control may use speed to sequence arrivals. Tailwinds may be expected during the descent. Brief the go-around strategy for the approach, especially with a combination of wind shear recovery. So, wind shear recovery, yeah, that is toga. Don't change the condition of the aircraft. Wings level, and yeah, wings level, of course. If you're flying towards the cliffs, you're going to have to do something. Move out of the way. So this is the one we're doing. The RMP AR not yet approved, but it actually is now. Before that, we had to do the circling of VOR DME. Now it's still worth reading about this. Because the way that we're actually going to fly them, they're very, very similar. Just the difference with the AR approach is that autopilot can reduce the workload. So we're going to sort of prepare the aircraft very, very early. So you gear down flaps 3 by the missed approach point. Pappies can be relied upon once you're on the extended center line. We don't use the waypoints Gallo anymore because that's different. We're using a different approach. Extended center line will be established with about 1 mile final to go. And we've also got those following waypoints: Rosro and Gallo, but again we're not using those. Bulk landing procedure: 300 feet QNH. Turn right heading 090 and then join the missed approach procedure, which we'll have a look at in a moment. That's departures, don't need to worry about that. So yeah, all good stuff. Well worth reading. Now, I'm not sure if there's an updated one of these. Let me see if I can find it, because there's a new Madeira brief somewhere. I'm sure there is. Just got to find it. Sure, it used to be there. Do a fuel check in a moment anyway. Oh, maybe the weather's just come through. I can just see we've got a company message, so I'll check that in a second. I'm just trying to find that Madeira brief. So I am still here. I am just trying to find, because I said there's a website we need to check to go and make sure all the satellites are working. Can't find it. Right, fuel check whilst we're here. So we're at Nata. Jamie, which livery is this? Oh, this is just the supplied livery. So it's not anything special. So Nata fuel should have us $61 plus the contingency of 252, so we should have about 63, and we've got 6,500. So yeah, fuel's fine. Right, is that the weather that's come through? Winds currently 010 at 13, so that's well within limits from what I can recall. Yep, that's fine. We'll just confirm that down here. Yeah, 01013. No problem. Got good visibility as well, scattered 1,200 feet, so that's fine. That's just telling us that we were late. Got to file the ADC later. I don't know why I'm getting more load sheets. Don't need those. Oh, flight designs. Have you got a Channel 321 delivery? Excellent. Definitely look forward to flying that again. So, as we're not actually that far away, you know, it's not the longest flight in the world, this one. We're now going to start looking at sort of preparing for the arrival and briefing how we're going to fly it. So first thing I want to do is start setting up the approach, making sure that everything here matches everything here. Chris Hogg, good afternoon, Chris. Great to see you. So let's have a look. Our approach begins at, well, the sort of important bit begins at Pilim, which is just here. Before that, we're obviously on the Rack Up 1 Papa arrival, which we can see just here. So we've got Rackham 5, 3, 4, then Pilim. Need to be above 3,000 feet of Pilim, that's fine. Now, let's go on to the important bit. Here we go. So, Pilim above 3,000 feet, max speed 230, we will be. Then we want 530, 528, 526, 522, 520, 504. Just again confirming all of these are there, which they are. 502. And then we're on with the misapproach, 550, 552. And then finally 554 and Monarch. There. And we can just check this on the plan page. There it all is, though. So that is how we're going to fly this approach into Funchal. Now all of this will be done in final approach mode. The RMP approach, AR, makes this, you know, quite straightforward. Had Jayhawk used this yesterday, he wouldn't have crashed. So, in terms of how we're going to fly this, we need to fly this as a stabilized approach. And what that means is that we want to let's have a look down here. We need to be 2,000 feet at 526, and 526 is obviously just there. So we want to be 2,000 feet and fully stabilized by this point. Now, what that means is gear down, flaps 3. Gear down, flaps 3, fully stabilized, and then once we sort of get round here to 504, we can see the runway, or even 520, when we're sort of going to commit to land, that's when we're going to go flaps full. Now there's a little caveat with this. If I can get in at flaps 3, I will do. The reason for going in at flaps 3 rather than flaps full in this is because once you have selected your landing flaps, be it 3 or full, well then you run the landing checklist. What I don't really want, if I can get away with it, is to be popping my landing flaps down here, so flaps full down here, then having to quickly grab the checklist, make sure the camera's secured, go around altitude, all that ECAM memo and all that rubbish. If I can get flaps 3 set here and then run my landing checklist, well then I can just concentrate on make sure the aircraft flies, take off the autopilot and hand fly. I've got no other distractions. Basically, you've got everything done nice and early. That is the biggest benefit of flaps 3 on an approach like this. Can we actually use flaps 3? Well, now let's go in and find out. So if I go to the landing page, and what did we say our landing weight was going to be? 76.2 that's looking at. That doesn't sound good. My aircraft is not burning fuel enough. My aircraft needs to burn more fuel. Okay, we're going to be overweight. We need to be below 75.5 tons. Right, I'm going to burn more fuel then. Thrust idle, open descent, 290 blue. Cost index of 50. And hopefully we're going to burn a bit more fuel and not be overweight when we're landing. Might just have to fly with the spoilers out. Either that or throw some passengers overboard. Let's just continue with the vein that we're going to land at max landing weight, which is 75.5. So then, runway 05, got the latest METAR. Oh, there's light rain there at the minute. So the moment I pop that in, well then that tells me that, yeah, we're going to be using max, well, auto brake medium. So auto brake medium, and we are going to be able to use max reverse thrust. So it's not dry, it's good. That should get us in. Even at 75.5 look, that's going to get us in. That's flaps 4. If I can do flaps 3, that's going to be fine. So we are going to do a flaps 3 landing. And again, that's just so we've got one less thing to do on this high workload approach. Alright, so whilst I'm on this page, let me just fill in all the weather information as it is at the moment. So it's 010 at 11 knots. Current QNH is 1026. Temperature is 19. I'll get the barrow in a minute. The minimums chart looks a little bit different as well, because we will be using these RMP minimums, which, if we go to here, estimated is 0.03, so we can use the RMP 0.1 minimums, which for us is going to be 520. There we go, so that page is filled out. Flight plan page has been checked. We've got the fun VOR. That's all been done. Section of flight plan, copy the active. Okay, so the box then is set up for our approach. There's an aircraft 3,000 feet above us. Is that? I'm just looking at this chart. I can't actually see a missed approach point listed on here, but I believe the missed approach point is here, 526. This is a balked landing rather than a missed approach, really. It is a missed approach, but if basically you can't, if you don't think you're going to get in at this point, you can sort of veer off here and take up the missed approach. If you mess it up here, follow the missed approach arc. Balked landing, as we've just said, is turn heading 090 and then join the missed approach arc. So my main concern really is the fact we're overweight. The aircraft's just been a little bit too fuel efficient, I think, for us today. But we spoke about how we're going to sort of fly this. We want to be 2,000 feet by 256. It's going to be done in final approach mode. And once we're happy around 520, 504, it's going to be a flaps 3 landing. Gear down. Also, one thing I failed to mention is at 526, we want to be at our final approach speed. Yeah, we still don't want to be slowing down around here. So, gear down, flaps 3, which will be our landing flaps today, and final approach speed at 526. So, we're going to start setting all that up, you know, nice and early. One thing would also help then with that is we can just sort of help set things up here. So a 526 has got us 3,500 feet. If I sort of just go in and edit this, which is fine, because it's not a hard constraint. If I say, you know, I kind of want to be 3,000 feet there, then that just gives me an extra 500 feet to play with that I didn't have before. So let's talk about the biggest threats. What can go wrong with this approach? Shout them out as well if you wish. So The biggest threat is, one, it's a high workload. Two, we've got, obviously, terrain. Just to the west, very steep terrain rising from the left of the airport as we're coming in. We have got a little bit of rain on the runway as well. Wind shear is a big thing, so we spoke about the wind shear recovery, which is toga. Keep the wings nice and level, and just recover. Get the airspeed back. That's what's important. Don't pull up. That's not going to help. You need, in wind shear situation, you need airspeed. Airspeed is your friend, and the problem is the wind shear can occur quite low to the ground on this approach. If we do need to go around, then that will be done again with the aid of the autopilot. So I think I've kind of been fully briefed. There's a couple of other things that we need to do with this approach. In fact, let me just see if I can find them. And this is all to do with what each pilot has on their screen. I just need to find it because there are certain things you've got to have sort of displayed. You know, like you can have the weather displayed, you can have terrain displayed. I think terrain needs to be on both of them, but I am just going to quickly double check that. Okay, yeah, so there's a minimum equipment list for the RMP AR approach. So we need 2 working FMGC computers, which we have, 2 McDoos, which we've got, 2 working flight directors, which we have, 1 autopilot at least, we've currently got both, 2 FACs, 2 ELACs, 2 SFCCs, 2 radouts, 2 primary flight displays with VNAV displays working, which we do, 2 navigation displays, 2 GPS, ADIRS in nav mode, which we do as well. Tours with displays of terrain, yeah, so I think both of those need to have terrain turned on as well. So that's what I was looking for. Both flight crew members need to successfully have completed RMP training. Commander must be qualified for the RMP procedure that they're going to be doing. Yep. QRH needs to be checked. Make sure that we're all good. MEL status, there's nothing wrong with this aircraft, so that's fine. So, need to determine our approach minimums, which we have done. Skimming through this. Got the weather and the landing information. Outside air temperature is not a problem today. Wind is within limits. Use of QNH from a remote station is prohibited. It's not, it's straight from the airport itself. Progress page is completed. The go-around strategy has been briefed. We know how we're going to be for flying that. if we need to do a missed approach if we do to the port landing. We've spoken about that. GPS 1 and 2 both in nav mode. Terrain on the navigation display. The flight crew selects terrain on both navigation displays. We've done that as well. RMP value in the McDo progress page, check and insert. McDo progress page displays the FM navigation database RMP value in blue digits. Crew entered value overrides the FMS navigation database value and is displayed in large blue digits. Christian, I believe that is that what you're talking about as well? So that's down here. So yeah, we intend to use RMP AR minimum below 0.3, which is going to be 0.1, isn't it? So that's now entered. Estimated we've got 0.03. Red altimeter, we'll check that again just before we start the approach. We've got 1026 at the moment. Ooh, what's that go around altitude? I haven't grabbed that. Go around altitude is 3,000 feet. Alright, so I believe we're now set, and we are about 120 miles away, which isn't long, about half an hour, isn't it? Yeah. So Toad in the Hole, about 30 minutes. Looking forward to seeing the new scenery when we get there. If you've enjoyed the afternoon stream then guys, please don't forget to leave a like. Kind of need to build up the channel back in the YouTube algorithms after a couple of weeks off. So it's great to see you guys with us here today. Thank you for that. Iceman, in the 320 we'll be doing a new on-amp tutorial anytime soon. I will when... well, to be honest, have we done an on-amp tutorial in the Fenix? Because they will both essentially just be the same. Toad in the Hole has been flying... Oh, my word. I can't even read that out, Toad in the Hole. How dare you. a bit bored of the A320? Have you just sat and listened to everything I've had to read through? Good evening, Neil. It's good to be back. So I've got the sun right in the sky, reflecting off the sea as well. It's just not helping me enough, that. But where's the click spot for the blind? Is it up here? Where's the blind click spot gone? Oh, there it is. Couldn't find it. What a gorgeous looking flight deck that is. So ergonomic. Boeing, eat your heart out. So our top of descent then coming up very shortly. Still technically going to be overweight, aren't we? But nothing I can do about that. And I don't have the time to sit in a circle and burn some fuel off. Got to go and pick the kids up from swimming. They'd be very upset if I didn't. Not only do the sun visors look good, they actually make a difference to what you can see. So you'll just watch the navigation. It's actually easy to see when I do that. Watch the displays now. They're much brighter. When I get rid of that, the glare from the sun makes it a little bit more difficult to read. Right, well, let's start our descent then. Transition altitude here as well is 5,000 feet. And have we got ATC? Oh my word, we do. We'll not start that descent yet then. Although I could do with it now actually. 12555.
Transfer 380, počka Funchal.
Runner 262 Fort, proceed direct Nevood. Shamrock 498, descend to flight level 60.
Hello 60, Sean 498.
Lisbon Control, good afternoon, Alpine 34 Uniform Kilo, flight level 290 and request descent.
Alpine 34 Uniform Kilo, we will have all identified when heading descent to 3000 feet, QNH 1026.
Descend altitude 3000 feet, QNH 1026, Alpine 34 Uniform Kilo. All the way down to 3000 straight away. What a descent. Right, thrust idle, open descent, and we probably need to catch her up, so let's kill some fairies.
Bombardier, Portugal 88 Tango Mike in Madeira stand Alpha 16, requesting a clearance to Lisbon.
So 88 Tango Mike, information November QNH 1026, break clear to Lisboa, Lagoon 1 Echo departure, flight level 620, squawk 5277.
Jet Lisboa via the Dago 1 Echo departure, runway 05, QNH 1026 and squawk 5277, initially climb flight level 60, Portugal 88 Tango Mike.
So 88 Tango Mike, feedback correct.
And the Portugal 88 Tango Mike, we're ready for push and start.
So 88 Tango Mike, push and start approved, runway 05.
Push and start approved, runway 05, Portugal 88 Tango Mike.
Speed seems a bit excessive on the way down.
Information November, proceed direct PLM, no delay expected. Fox 1 to Charlie, clear the ILS approach, runway 02. Clear ILS 02, Fox 1 to Charlie.
Lisbon controller 0153 at Lisbon, request IFR clearance to order as
0153 Lisboa, boa tarde, Roger, echo back, break, Shamrock 498, descend to 3000 feet, far QNH 1019er, clear the ILS approach, runway 28.
Descend 3000 feet and QNH 1019 and also cleared.
Speed's at 270.
28, Sean 498.
Let Niner Echo Golf identified, cleared leader 1 Papa arrival.
Leader 1 Papa arrival, Tom Jet 9 Echo Golf.
Nice to have a bit of ATC as we're coming in. Right, let's start to concentrate then. So, QNH 1026 set.
952, welcome to Madeira, vector approved, vacate via Bravo.
3000 blue.
Stand Alpha 12.
Alpha 12, backtrack approved, vacate, say again, break out, United 952 heavy.
United 952, vacate Bravo.
Vacate Bravo, United 952 heavy, thanks.
Lisbon Control, good evening, Austrian 34 at flight level 3604. Sorry for the late response, we just saw that you were online.
At the stations, Takeoff 334, we will have all identified.
That spoils back out, still a little bit high.
Leader 1 Papa arrival, Austrian 34.
Ahmed, no, we've been cleared to an altitude, so as per SOPs we set it now because we're descending to an altitude.
155 at level 380 inbound Elvar.
If we suggest
4707
or expect to be given a flight level to descend to for whatever reason, then we'd pop it back into standard, but as we're descending to an altitude, set QNH nice and early. Hey Cam, Atmos is working very nicely, thank you.
2015.
Right, that speed brake is doing its job now. Looks like we're meeting the profile.
Bravo, we will have a squawk 2015.
Lisbon, hello, Shamrock 8904 at flight level 260 in Mount Mariam.
Oh, missed caution. Disregard.
We will have a squawk 2233.
2233, Shamrock 8904.
Right, so as we mentioned, started to get everything set nice and early. So our seatbelt signs are on.
Clear to land, airport 1 to Charlie.
Ryanair 2624, addition to flight level 70.
70, Ryanair 2624.
Shabrock 894 identified, when ready addition to flight level 100.
Descend 100, Shamrock 894.
Shabrock 894, cleared General 8 Alpha arrival.
Happy with being below the profile now a little bit, so pop speed brakes away.
Austin 3, Bravo, X-Flight level 400.
Austin 3, Bravo, visual horses.
Check the temperatures about to enter that cloud layer.
Therefore, confirm your next waypoint.
So should be alright, anti-ice not required.
Austin 3, Bravo,
Shamrock 894.
Shabrock 894, you were blocked, say again.
We are now turning inbound, General Shamrock 894.
Shabrock 894, Roger, cleared Gengo 8 Alpha arrival.
Clear General 8 Alpha, Shamrock 894.
Zurich 153, confirm ready.
Ready as 153.
Okay, you can run the approach checklist now. So bar FQNH is 1026. Seatbelt signs are on. Minimum's 520. Auto brake medium. EFB stowed.
Clear to order via Z41 November departure. It's Cock 5453 and 153.
Zurich 153, feedback correct.
Protocol 8 is Tango Mike, request taxi.
Go 88 Tango Mike, taxi via Charlie, hold short runway 05.
Taxi via Charlie, hold short 05, Protocol 8 is
And we'll reduce speed as well, 250 knots in a moment.
Good evening, Blue Max 28, uniform Quebec, flight level 380.
Call back, break to jet 4 Charlie Bravo, identified, climb to flight level 360.
Climb 360, airport jet 4 Charlie Bravo.
Godor 5 Echo Tango, climb to flight level 340.
This frequency's busy, isn't it? This guy's controlling the whole of Portugal on his own.
3 Bravo, visual have out, squawk 3244.
Squawk 3244, Austin 3, Bravo.
Lufthansa 1555, identified.
Tomjet 9 Echo Golf, request descent.
Tomjet 9 Echo Golf, descend to flight level 250.
Descend flight level 250, Tomjet 9 Echo Golf.
Second Shamrock 1945.
Established on the order from the 2.
Landing lights on.
Shamrock 498, wind 29 degrees, 13 knots, runway 28, clear to land.
Runway 28, clear to land, Shamrock 498.
Austrian 3 Bravo, identified, cleared lead through 1 Papa arrival.
So other things you can do to get ahead of the aircraft.
Papa arrival, Austin 3, Bravo.
Activate the approach phase. LDEV's on scale.
96 whiskey passing overhead Samax Swallow 250.
Peter 96 whiskey, which will have a identified.
Mark 7, mate, thank you so much for the prime sub. Appreciate that a lot.
Level 110, clear dark master, could have been 96 whiskey, thank you.
Blue Max 28 uniform Quebec, visual identified.
At Portugal 4 Kilo Alpha, can we resume air navigation direct, run DSS?
Because 4 Kilo Alpha, say again the waypoint?
Can be Ronzio or what's the next one? Deadlock, whatever.
Okay, so set VS 1500, that's going to level us off 3,000 feet about here. Which I'm targeting 3,000 feet here, but obviously we need to slow down. So, being below that profile, quite important.
4,000 feet, 1021, cleared out approach runway 02, Venet 624.
Skull 88 Tango Mike, via Charlie backtrack line up runway 05.
Backtrack and line up runway 05 for Protocol 8 is Tango Mike.
Cam says the clouds look great. Yeah, a lot of that down to Atmos.
Source 153, push to start approved, face south.
Face south, 153.
Looking very good. Very good indeed. Remember, Atmos, Lisbon and Madeira, all available from the Contrail store. Discount code at the bottom.
I think I'm reaching the end of your airspace.
1994 with Kivimba, monitor the comms, yeah.
See ya. Good night.
Air China 256, monitor the comm, bye-bye.
Air China, nice.
Recom for China 256, thank you, bye-bye.
Nice to hear. He's come a long way. Or he's going a long way.
To Charlie, welcome to Lisbon, taxi via uniform, Quebec, Mike, Zulu 1, stand 206.
Right, I'm going to start slowing down then now.
Taxi is 206 via uniform Mike, and could you please repeat the taxi? FX 1 to Charlie.
FX 1 to Charlie, taxi via uniform, Quebec, Mike, and Zulu 1, stand 206.
Stand 206 via uniform Quebec, Mike, and Zulu 1, FX 1 to Charlie.
Alpine 34 uniform Kilo, cleared RMP Alpha approach, runway 05, report visual.
Cleared RMP Alpha approach and will report visual Alpine 34 uniform Kilo. We're actually doing the RMP Zulu, but it makes no difference to him.
Cal 88 Tango Mike.
Only difference being we can fly all this on autopilot with the AR approach.
Roger, expecting...
Ahmed, there's nothing wrong with the speed, mate.
On runway 05,
Speed is absolutely fine.
Shamrock 894, descend to flight level 60.
Descend 60, Shamrock 894.
Cal 960, mooi turn, bye bye.
Hey, Mito. You join us at the fun part of the flight.
Jet 9er Echo Golf, descend to 3,000 feet, QNH 1026, no delay expected.
Roger, that's 3,000 1026 and copy, no delay. Thank you, Tom Jet 9er Echo Golf.
Alright, flaps 1, speed checked. Flaps 1. Speed 180 set. We've also got ignition as well because we're on the IEs today, so that's just standard.
Shelix 52, Papa 1.
Tracks 5 to Papa Lisbon, hello, squawk 0332.
Shelix 52, Papa Squawks 0322.
Tracks 5 to Papa negative, squawk 0332.
Correction 0332, Shelix 52, Papa.
Shamrock 894, addition to 3,000 feet, QNH 1019, clear ILS approach, runway 28.
Send 3,000 QNH 1019 and clear for the ILS.
Can't see the airport because of the glare. Never mind. So as briefed, we're going to be fully stabilised by 526. Well, flaps 2, speed checked. Flaps 2.
Papa on Bravo on Fan 218 for Shamrock 498, thank you.
Listen, good evening to Jet 3 Delta Kilo Federal Retriever 0 inbound Sierra Golf Romeo.
To Jet 3 Delta Kilo, please go hello, squawk 0567.
Squawk 0567 to Jet 3 Delta Kilo.
2,000 feet.
Papa
2,000 blue.
Report final level requested.
Final flight level requested is flight level 3301 with a SIM.
Please go, Roger.
Okay, gear down.
Good evening to Jet 2 Yankee Lima, level 320 inbound Tractor.
To Jet 2 Yankee
Manage speed.
Hello,
Flaps 3. Speed checked. Flaps 3.
Squawk 3331 to Jet 2 Yankee Lima.
To Jet 3 Delta Q identified. Proceed direct takeoff.
Direct takeoff to Jet 3 Delta Kilo.
And now we can run the landing checklist. So our cabin is secured.
11 knots, runway 05, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 05, applicable latest Tango Mike.
Approach nav, approach final is blue.
90 Echo Hotel, descend to flight level 250.
No, Ahmed, it's not too soon, my friend. This is exactly how this approach is flown.
George 150 request taxi.
It has to be a stabilized
Lotus
approach.
153, taxi via November to November holding point, runway 02.
Taxi via November to November holding point, runway 02, Aerosource 153.
So, the landing checklist. Cabin is secured.
Wind 330 degrees, 13 knots, runway 02, clear to land.
Go around altitude
Runway 02.
3,000.
Portugal 4 Kilo Alpha, we are reaching
set.
Fenix in about 3.5 miles.
Eco memo landing mobile.
4 Kilo Alpha, monitor Unicom, bye bye.
1 Unicom, Portugal 4 Kilo Alpha.
Jet 2 Yankee Lima confirms squawk 3.
Iceman, the fly-by-wire aircraft hasn't got full RNAV capability for its landings just yet.
Alpine 34 uniform kill confirm visual.
Alpine 34 uniform kilo. Affirmative.
Alpine 34 uniform kill, clear visual approach runway 05, wind Rosario 010 degrees 11 knots, touchdown variable 1, 2 knots, gust 2, 3 knots, runway 05, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 05, Alpine 34 uniform kilo. That's going to be quite interesting for touchdown.
8 Tango Mike, identified, climb to flight level 240.
Climb to flight level 240, protocol 88 Tango Mike.
To Jet 2 Yankee Lima,
VDEV's alive.
identified, proceed to direct Minta.
Proceed direct Minta, Luft, correction to Jet 2 Yankee Lima.
Remember, bulk landing is straight out and heading 090, pick up the missed approach. Missed approach will be flown with autopilot on. Wind shear recovery, remember, is a potential. Hey, Clever Trevor's here. Hey, Mark. Yes, we're not doing the visual. We're actually doing the RMP AR just because, well, we can. There we go, final approach mode.
Lotus 153, behind landing Ryanair traffic via November, 1 up and wait, runway 02 behind.
Pull up.
Behind landing traffic, line up and wait behind, Reserve 153.
Hotel 990 Echo Hotel, descend to flight level 70.
I turn that off. Would have expected that.
Hotel
Flaps 3.
Echo Hotel,
Yeah,
descend to flight
interesting.
level 70, proceed to direct Papa Tango 831.
Descend to Festival 70, proceed direct Papa Tango 831, Portugal 9 Echo Hotel.
This scenery looks amazing.
Finnair 906.
All the bridges fixed.
This is flight level 80, Finnair 96 Whiskey.
So look at that wind at the minute. We'll keep an eye on that.
Jet 9 Echo Golf, proceed direct to PLM.
Proceed direct to Pillim, Toma Jets 9 Echo Golf.
Two whites, two reds.
Shamrock 895, we are established on the ILS 28.
Shamrock 894, wind 290 degrees, 13 knots, runway 28, clear to land.
28, get to land, Shamrock 895.
Autopilot off, I have control.
100 above. Minimum.
Continue.
500.
Ryanair 254, located 32, press stand 200.
Lotus 153, wind 330 degrees, 13 knots, runway 02, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 02, Resort 153.
Ryanair 2624, bem-vindo a Lisboa, taxi via uniform, Quebec, Mike and Zulu 1, stand 200.
20. Retard.
Come on, get down.
10. 5.
Ryanair 2624, taxi via uniform, Quebec, Mike, Zulu 1, stand 200.
Confirm Quebec, Mike, Zulu 1 to stand 200, Ryanair 2624.
Yeah, Portugal 9 Echo Hotel, I have a question. Can we have stand 124 for the right?
So 900 Hotel, Roger, expect stand 124.
124, thank you.
Upon 34 Uniform Kilo, welcome to Madeira, backtrack approved, vacate via Bravo, stand Alpha 5.
Backtrack stand Alpha 5 via Bravo for Alpine 34 Uniform Kilo. I think we just got it down in the touchdown zone. Pappas were showing 4 whites, but that was when we were very, very close.
Boa tarde, Qatar 13 Hotel at Lisboa, stand 142 requesting
100 feet above, I'm happy to disregard that. From about 200 feet they become not very reliable.
Qatar 13 Hotel Lisboa, boa tarde. Information Juliet Cuban H1021, break clear to Oscar Tango Hotel Hotel, Orver 1 November departure, squawk 3316.
Clear destination, Orved 1 November, squawk 3316, and we have Juliet.
Goofy, am I excited for the new sim? Yeah, I think so. Just need everything to work.
Qatar 13 Hotel, read back question, confirm ready?
Confirm, we are ready.
Qatar 13 Hotel, Roger, stand 142, push and start approved, facing south.
Push and start approved, facing south, Qatar 13 Hotel.
Azores 153 identified, climb to flight level 240.
Flight level 240, Azores 153.
Calls or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you. Checking in the seat box.
Rock 894, welcome to Faro, taxi via Papa and Bravo, stand 322.
Anything falls out.
Papa and Bravo to stand 322, Shamrock 894, thank you.
On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure.
Hotel 88 Tango Mike, climb to flight level 400, proceed direct Uluvup, cleared Uluvup 1 Alpha arrival.
Christian says taxi to the car track under the runway instead.
Correction to Luwup and cleared the Luwup 1 Alpha arrival, protocol 8 of Tango Mike.
Is that a TAP 330? Do they send 330s here? Surely not. They might do. Just watch that taxi speed. 30 knots in a straight line, it's okay, but... Where are we going? Stand 5. Not sure if GSX will work for this. Shao says they do use them. A330. I've never seen an A330 land here. That'd be amazing to watch. We'll check out the replay in a moment, and then I'm going to have to shoot and go and get the kids from their swimming lesson.
Lisbon Control, good evening. TUI fly 6 Delta Lima. Would you fly level 360?
Easyjet 6 Delta Lima, Lisbon hello, squawk 2736.
Squawk 2736, TUI fly 6 Delta Lima.
Oh, look at all the people watching. That is awesome.
Easyjet 3 Delta Kilo, monitor Unicorn, bye bye.
Easyjet 3 Delta Kilo, Unicorn, bye bye.
And job done. Right, quick look at this airport. Oh, it's light years above stock Azobo, isn't it? And what I just really like is the fact that all of the terrain around the airport looks beautiful. Wow, who's lucky enough to have that port? I would imagine it's rather windy in that pool. But yeah, this looks beautiful. But we'll check out the replay in a moment. Yeah, enjoyed that approach. Always love a good Lisbon. Well, yeah, Lisbon, but a good Madeira approach. always good fun. A reminder, of course, if you're on your way out, you can get this airport, Lisbon Airport, and Atmos as well, if you wish, all from Contrail. Discount code there at the bottom. Okay, let me check out the replay then. Let me remember to come off of Discord before we do, not Discord, before VATSIM before we do that. And stop the replay. There we go. A wonderful view. Oh, that was nice to get thrown back into the deep end a little bit after a couple of weeks away. Yeah, Todd in the Hole, I'd agree with that. It is difficult scenery with the way all the terrain's layered up. Alicia, mate, thank you for joining us, and yeah, hopefully see you next time. Sebastiano, do I think the A380 will be released tomorrow? No. No. But I don't think it'll be long. They really have done a good job with all this terrain. They've affected everything, haven't they? Cracking job. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we're well in the touchdown zone. Oh, look at the steps coming down as well. That's brilliant. Really, really neat job. Well, guys, I do need to shoot. Thank you so much for watching. Great to be back as well. And that could be problematic if there's a fire. Maybe they have some kind of lift to get it down. That's gonna waste some time. It's been great to catch up again, guys. Looking forward to getting back on stream a lot more now with more content for you as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the stream, of course, as always, make sure you leave a like before you go. Massive shout out to our awesome Easyjet Sim Pilot members community, and for your support as always. Thank you so much for that. Yes, Flight Sim 2024, not that far away now, is it? So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what it's going to be like when that comes out. Meanwhile, I'm going to leave you with our final replay of the evening, and yeah, look forward to seeing you all again very, very soon. Have a great evening, guys. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time. Good night.